morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you are in the world, welcome and thank you for joining us. My name is Carl Anthony and this is AutoVision News Radio Live at AutoSens and InCabin Europe 2024 from Barcelona. We are joined by Colin Kwan, President and CEO of MEMS Drive. Now, Colin founded MEMS Drive in 2014 with a team of experts in MEMS design, wafer processing, and packaging. MEMS is short for micro electromechanical systems. So when you see MEMS, all capitalized, that's short for micro electromechanical systems. And what that does is use this semiconductor fabrication technology to transform traditional devices into highly integrated chips. Now, MEMS Drive is the first semiconductor-based 5-axis optical image stabilization for smartphones, and sometimes you see optical image stabilization shortened for OIS. Either way, tremendous innovations from MEMS Drive all the way across the board. Colin, welcome back to AutoSens and InCabin. Good to see you again, friend.
Yeah, thank you, Carl. Glad to be here.
So I want to set the stage for our viewers. Earlier today, I had an opportunity to come by your booth, your display here at AutoSens and InCabin, and there were 3 remarkable innovations. I want to start with the first 2 and then we'll get to the third. So as I was there on the table with Colin and the MEMS Drive team, there was a rotating display to my right, which was more situated on autofocus, and then to my left was a display and a demonstration of a shake suppression solution. So Colin, let's start with that rotating display. What is the rotating display that's in your booth right now here at AutoSens and InCabin?
Yeah, this is a really eye-catching demo. A lot of visitors come by and say, "Oh, what's going on there?
Yes,
oh, why
yes.
is this funny, like a windmill?"
That's
spinning.
what I thought too. Yes,
keeps spinning. And actually, this is a demo design to show the fast autofocus using the MEMS technology.
Yes.
So when we have the rotating, there is a plate. The plate showing few very sharp lines. Whenever the lines are crossing the camera will focus on that 3 lines.
Yes.
And then there are 3 positions of the plate. When they rotate it but they're not rotating the same phase. They are around 120 degrees, in terms of the the different position of the circle. So when it's rotating, so the focus keeps shifting back and forth.
Right.
And our goal is to let the camera to catch the lines exactly, and then you can see the lines very sharp, moving back and forth all the way.
Right.
So that will show how fast we can move the image sensor and do the autofocus without moving the lens.
Right.
And this is the very important attribute for MEMS AF. We call it sensor AF technology.
Right, and I think it's interesting, and Colin, because you showed me for essentially a screenshot of that rotating display, and each time those lines would come around, those lines on that demo are as clear as day despite the rotating movement. It really incredible. And then just to the left of that is the shake suppression solution, which is equally as innovative. Colin, we've talked before about shake suppression solution, but it was pretty remarkable to see it in person. So tell us about the shake suppression that you're showing here at AutoSens and InCabin.
Yeah, this is another actuator technology. We're demonstrating the how we move the image sensor by MEMS actuator, and we move it in plane. Right? The one I just talked about, the windmills, is moving out of plane. So this is in plane. And it is a very sophisticated system because when we have the camera putting on top of a shaker, the shaker keep shaking all the time. And of course, if you put the camera on top of it, your camera is shaking and your image capture is also shaking, right?
Yes.
You should see that, but we put our OIS algorithm with the actuator. So we move the image sensor in a way that whenever the shake happens, it will move in the opposite direction, so it offsets the shape.
Right.
Then you can see from the screen the totally stationary image you can capture when
Yes.
you enable our OIS.
Right.
So that is we show the effectiveness of how moving the image sensor without moving the heavy lens stack.
Right.
So that is the
Right.
purpose of that demo.
Right. When I saw the shake suppression demo earlier, the first thing I thought is a number of bumpy roads that I drive at home and how applicable that would be for an ADAS camera.
Yeah.
Really-
You can get much better image and video stream if you have the stabilization in place.
Yeah.
And you can be much safer if you are, moving in a, very bumpy road and there is some obstacle, and how you can avoid for not seeing them.
Right. The third item that you had in your display, thermal drift. There was a screen and you had a thermal drift demonstration. Tell us about thermal drift and why that's important for the automotive industry.
Yeah, thermal drift is important, important feature that we bring to the automotive space camera. If you look at the camera, actually putting in the car, it exposed to the wide temperature range from minus 40 all the way to plus 80. And for the camera structure, it will shrink or expand, based on the temperature change. But the focal point actually drift a little bit. And in the past, if you are talking about like 1 meg, 2 meg resolution, it may not matter that much. But today we're talking about 8 meg or even larger resolution, and also the pixel size is getting smaller.
Yes.
And those will be very difficult to use the current thermal compensation solution to resolve it. By moving image sensor, you can always keep the sensor and in the ideal focal point. So you always have a crisp image quality.
Right. So with a look at the three innovations you have in your display here at AutoSens and InCabin Europe in Barcelona, taking that into account, more of a general overview then, what is MEMS technology? When we see the word MEMS, what does that mean and how would you describe it?
Yeah, MEMS is as you just mentioned, is a micro electromechanical system. So with this technology in place, we put a lot of no matter the sensor or actuator or other devices, the complex traditional way of the mechanical system with electrical connection, we put together in a very miniaturized way using semiconductor process.
Sure.
And that is what MEMS is doing.
Right.
So the differences are a lot. If you put a gyroscope, that is one way of MEMS technology. But if you put an actuator, it's a completely different. The challenges are so big between them. So, but the thing is that we can make things much smaller, much better in performance, and long term the cost will be highly competitive compared to the traditional solution.
Right. As far as MEMS Drive, the company, so the work that you do, what is the mission and the focus of MEMS Drive?
Yeah, MEMS Drive is formed by a team of expertise in MEMS actuator designer and also the packager. So we aim to provide state-of-the-art actuator solution to help the sensing devices, for example, camera or other sensing devices, to provide the best-in-class autofocus and OIS by moving the sensor effectively and also efficiently. And that provide a good solution for all the camera designer to have the most effective, low power, high speed actuator and make your image quality and video to become perfect.
Right, absolutely. Win-win for the automotive industry all the way across the board. Colin, there is a philosophy that you have that we discuss each time, and I always enjoy it so much, but the saying, safe drive with MEMS drive, what does safe drive with MEMS drive mean, and how is that applicable to the automotive industry?
Yeah, that's definitely, I think safety, there is no compromise in safety in automotive. What we are trying to do is that in terms of automotive auto driving, in ADAS, we need a very good input of image from the environment. And you have to good sensing all this information under all kinds of weather.
Right.
wide range of temperature
Sure.
and
Yes.
long life of the vehicle. So those features require a better camera working under different conditions, very severe conditions.
Right.
Specifically, for example, like the thermal drift I just mentioned, we can be able to keep the focus position in the ideal position. So you always can view your environment in the perfect way. And that is the safest way that you want your underlying computational and also auto drive algorithm to work as good as you plan to. So that is something we can provide a safe environment for a safe environment for the automotive sensing devices.
Yes. Colin, everything we've been discussing, one of the cornerstones, one of the foundation points is durability and reliability of the components. And that's one of the most important things in the automotive industry. It's one of the most important things that your customers are asking for. So when it comes to reliability and durability, what's the MEMS drive approach?
Yeah, this is the most important because your vehicle is always, working. If you're driving, you always experience all the vibration, and this is so important. We have to ensure our actuator can move, as long as the vehicle will last for. So we have been running our actuator in the last few years, 24/7. So we already reached more than 2 billion cycles of the working, of the continuous working.
Right.
And this already exceeds what automotive vehicle may require as an actuator.
Yes.
So that ensure we can be a reliable actuator solution working in a automotive camera.
Right.
So and also we can work in a wide temperature range. Because MEMS itself is not sensitive to the temperature change. So from minus 40 all the way to plus 105, and that will be a good range that automotive can use our technology without any worries.
Right. Colin, each time we get a chance to do an interview like this for AutoSens and InCabin, whether we do it virtually for the AutoSens and InCabin YouTube channel or whether we do it live and in person like this, I always enjoy learning about the latest news with MEMS Drive and learning about your latest innovations, but it's also just wonderful to hear you talk about your experience and things like Safe Drive with MEMS Drive. I think you bring a tremendous amount of experience and knowledge to these conferences and to our interviews, so I am very grateful for that, and thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me here, and also we are very so happy to let the industry know what we're doing, the latest improvement we made, and help the ecosystem to understand what we can put together as a good solution for the future camera design.
Absolutely. More to come from AutoSens and InCabin Europe 2024. From the Fiera de Barcelona alongside Colin Kwan, I'm Carl Anthony, AutoVision News Radio.